So you just purchased an HTC Vive and you want to play some good VR games or are not sure where to start? I've put together a list of 10 of the best free games, demos and experiences to give you an awesome start in VR. Let's take a look. Finding good games on Steam can be pretty difficult, and VR games are no exception to this. The top 10 list that I've put together includes free games and short VR experiences, and free demos for paid games. If you play through everything on this list, it should give you a pretty good idea of the different game mechanics in VR games, how prone you are to motion sickness, and have some fun for free before you start buying games. I wanted to keep this list short and just recommend stuff that is actually worth playing. Starting things off at number 10 is Freedom Locomotion VR. Freedom Locomotion VR is a tech demo for several new systems of locomotion in VR that developer Huge Robot has created with the aim of making something that is both more immersive and will be accessible to everyone regardless of how prone they may be to motion sickness. The main form of locomotion is walking in place, and there are several environments to try this out in as well as a tutorial area. Walking in place in the real world to move in game takes some getting used to. The first few minutes of my using it, I would lose balance every time I stopped. But after spending a little time with it, things start to click. There are a lot of comfort options to try out, and it's a good experience to find your VR legs and to test the limits of nausea while in VR. Hopefully other developers take note of these locomotion mechanics and start to implement similar ideas in their own games. The CLIMBEY demo is a single training level from the full VR climbing game. There is only about 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay, but it walks you through the main mechanics of the game with several routes and platforms that you can climb. There are a good variety of different comfort options, so you can really dial in which parts of the locomotion makes you feel nauseous. If you enjoy the demo, the full game has a decent amount of content and Steam Workshop support, which adds even more. Despite being so short, this is also just a fun standalone experience. If you can stomach this game, you should be good in most things. Star Wars Trials on Tatooine is an officially licensed Star Wars VR experience. That in itself is probably enough to sell most people on playing this game. Clearly the developers thought so because it's really short. Despite this, if you even remotely like Star Wars, this is still a fun experience to play through once. It has the Millennium Falcon, R2-D2, and you get to wield a lightsaber and deflect shots fired at you by stormtroopers. The short length actually makes it perfect to demo to friends, and the simple interactions make it enjoyable for anyone. I'm not the biggest fan of this one myself because it's so short and it just feels like the developers phoned it in, but it's Star Wars, so of course you should try it out. The Budget Cuts demo is a short showcase for the upcoming full release. It is a stealth game that has you sneaking around an office avoiding robot guards. This game uses teleportation for locomotion, but with a unique added mechanic of seeing a preview of your destination so you can look around before teleporting. For a stealth game, this helps you scout ahead and avoid running into danger. While Budget Cuts has only 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay, it has a great sense of humour, it is fun to play, and does a few unique things that makes it a great demo experience to show friends. The full game should come out sometime in 2018, and I am definitely looking forward to it. Racket NX released in early access a few months ago, and the demo lets you play the basic single player mode. There is only the tutorial and a single quick level in the demo, but it's a very fun and immersive squash style game which really works up a sweat. This game makes a great case of VR as a way of working out and improving fitness in a way that doesn't feel like exercise. The game is developing at a good pace with a lot added since its initial early access release, including the cable untangle tool, improved visuals, music, and new game mechanics. GORN is a free prototype game available on itch.io. It's an arena-based fighting game that uses a variety of weapons. It's strange and very gory and has pretty goofy ragdoll physics. The developer is working toward a more feature-complete game and released a paid early access version to Steam recently. GORN is violent, unnerving, and just downright nuts, and you will almost certainly punch your controller into the wall at least once. It's also hilarious watching other people flail away as they play the game. The itch.io version is much simpler than the early access Steam version, but serves as a good demo to try the game for free before deciding if you want to buy the full game. VR Accounting by developer Squanchtendo was made in collaboration with voice actor Justin Roiland from Rick and Morty. It's one of the strangest and funniest VR experiences I've tried so far. It's only about 20 minutes start to finish, but it's definitely worth playing, especially if you're a fan of Rick and Morty. That said, if you don't like Rick and Morty, you probably won't like VR Accounting. I don't want to say much more about it so as not to spoil it, just go ahead and give it a try. Valve's free VR demo app contains several minigames and experiences. Some of them are great, others are just okay. My personal favourite is Zortex, the VR bullet hell game that has you standing in the centre of a sphere, moving a ship around avoiding bullets and shooting other ships. It's really fun and has a lot of replayability. Robot Repair is a short Portal experience that has the same great humour as the Portal games. It's not very long, and once you've played it once there's not really anything extra playing again. Longbow, an archery game that has you defending a castle against stick figures, is also fun. All of the lab experiences work as great intro demos to show to friends. Almost every time I show Google Earth VR to a friend, they will travel to wherever they grew up and spend a few minutes showing me around as I watch on my monitor. It's kind of funny that given the option to go anywhere in the world, people will start with somewhere they've already been. When you do start to explore, looking around somewhere like Paris, making yourself the size of the Eiffel Tower, or going to Rome and standing in the centre of the Colosseum at regular size is incredible, and going to places like Yosemite National Park is utterly breathtaking. It's an experience you can really lose yourself in. It's a must play and another great demo experience, especially for those who don't get VR. I still find myself playing this on a regular basis and being amazed by it. Rec Room is one of the most feature-rich VR games that is available on Steam, with new content being added at a surprising rate, and it's all free. There are several activities to play, including paintballing, charades, disc golf and dodgeball. There is also a 4-player quest mode which currently has 3 fairly lengthy quests. My only big complaint about Rec Room is the large amount of kids playing the game, but it's only really the lobby areas that this is a problem. This game is a ton of fun and more content and improvements just keep getting added. It's definitely worth a try. That completes my top 10. Overall, I'm really impressed with the selection of free games for the HTC Vive on Steam. Hopefully this list should get you up and running with hours of gameplay. I'm putting together a video of suggestions for what paid games to get as your first purchases in Steam VR, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button, and if you have any suggestions for free VR games that you like, post them in the comments below. If you would like to see more VR content and tech reviews, subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at TechRunnerVids.